'cause I'm a bad, 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 bad bitch.
What's up, everyone? This is another episode of For the People in the Back podcast. I'm your host, the Phoenix Diva, or you can call me Diva. And this is a podcast for people that can never afford the first row, but always the standing section in the back. You are appreciated. As you can kind of hear, my voice is pretty much, I don't feel well. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't feel well. Not at all, but I really wanted to get this podcast out, and I also got invited to something to do later on tonight, so I'm gonna, rest my voice after doing this and drink some tea, because I really want to do the thing that I was invited to later on tonight. But why I didn't cancel this podcast? Well, I canceled last week's. In last week's podcast, I really wanted to talk about this Ezra thing. Really, really badly. This Ezra Miller situation, because you can go back to my previous episode. I believe it was episode 4, and it was called Who Raised You? Which you just go on Anchor and click on episode 4, and I will be discussing about the Ezra Miller situation back then. And back then, I felt like WB was really fucking up. Because they got rid of Johnny Depp for less, but they're keeping Ezra, and they hired Ezra before all these new accusations came up, which we're going to talk about that in this podcast. But if you listen to episode 4, I believe this is before filmed The Flash. I really want to say it was. Choked a woman in Iceland, and it's recorded. So with that being said, WB, on that stance, I don't know why you continue to work with Ezra. I have no idea. Also, Ezra goes by non-binary, so I'm going to do my best with the pronouns. And if I mess up on the pronouns, I will do my best to edit them out. But again, I'm not really feeling the best. But please note, I do respect Ezra's pronouns. But let's go on with this Ezra situation. So last time we left Ezra was getting kicked out of a bar, being drunk, then broke into a couple's hotel room in Hawaii and said that I'm going to kill your slut wife, and then that family dropped the charges, and then sometime after that, videoed again yelling and screaming at a bar. So clearly Ezra has problems. Clearly Ezra is unhinged. And this week, and sometime last week, so it started last week, and it's getting worse this week. Now, before we get into the accusations, what's really, really disheartening about this Ezra Miller situation is that it's not really being talked about, which I feel like it's not being talked about for one reason in particular, is because Ezra is non-binary, which in my opinion, I don't think, and this is just my thoughts, and this is people that I know that are in the community, just because you are part of the community does not excuse you for being a criminal. That's not how it works. It does not excuse you for that. It doesn't. Just because you're under the umbrella does not mean that you can groom people, you can kidnap people, you can hurt people, throw chairs at people, choke people out. It does not excuse this. If anything, the community, in my opinion, I could be wrong, it's kind of looking at Ezra right now saying, like, you're making us look like idiots right now. Like, how dare you embarrass us like this? Like, you're a non-binary actor and you're doing this bullshit. Which I wish more people, like more celebrities of the community, would speak out and be like, hey, this isn't cool. But I'm not really surprised that they're not saying anything, because this is the same group of Hollywood socialites that were silent regarding the R. Kelly thing. No one really said anything about the R. Kelly thing. Like, everybody was fucking crickets. Everybody was crickets. Maybe up until, I want to say, after the documentary on Lifetime, that's when they started talking, was the documentary at Lifetime. I feel like it was kind of after that, but I feel like people are still really, really quiet about the R. Kelly thing, like crickets. So it's kind of like, that's just how you guys get down, to be quite honest with you. Like, y'all are fucking jokes. Y'all are jokes. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like, as a black person, I'm not going to speak for the Ezra situation, but I feel like for a black person, I need to hear other black men in the R&B industry to say what R. Kelly did was wrong. I need to know where your stances are. I need to know that you say this is wrong. And a lot of you guys have not said this is wrong. And I don't want to name people because I don't think that's fair. But go, you know what, there's probably, you can go Google the people that have said what R. Kelly did was wrong. And that list will be very, very short. And you just kind of be like, oh, well, if these are the only people that said anything, then Diva's talking about everyone else that are crickets. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So let's just get to this article. All the articles will be in the description. So the first one we're going to read is from IGN. It's called "The Flash, Ezra Miller's Legal Problems Keep Growing as They Delete Their Instagram and Seemingly Disappear." So I just want to talk about the first thing that came out. It was like last week. The most recent accusation comes from attorney Chase Iron Eyes and his wife, pediatrician Sarah Jumping Eagle. By the way, their names sound like this because they're Native Americans. I just want to make that clear. Who are seeking protection for their child, 18-year-old non-binary Dakota Iron Eyes. The couple is accusing Miller of psychologically manipulating and physically intimidating and endangering the safety and welfare of Dakota Iron Eyes. Reports say the two have interacted several times over the past 6 years, including Dakota's parents allowing them to fly to London with Miller for the Fantastic Beasts premiere in 2017. During this event, Miller allegedly tried to share a bed with a 14-year-old Dakota before being stopped by a chaperone. Dakota's parents have been working for months to get Dakota to leave Miller so their child can be their beautiful, independent self. Dakota has been spotted with Miller multiple times, including during some of the actor's altercation in Hawaii. As of now, a court hearing is set for July 12th for Dakota and Miller to appear. I'm sorry, this sounds like R. Kelly to me. This sounds very R. Kelly to me. Very R. Kelly to me. And for people that are sitting here and kind of judging, well, why would parents allow their kid to go hang out with a celebrity? And I'm not excusing the stupidity. I'm just going to explain the stupidity. What I'm about to say is not excusing. It's explaining it. For whatever reason, some people that don't have much in life, or they feel like they don't have much in life, they look at celebrities as some form of godly figure, like as a god, right? And they idolize these celebrities. So there's this person, right, who's filming in Europe, right, for the Fantastic Beasts. And these people probably never been to Europe, never will ever go to Europe due to financial issues. So these parents are seeing the superstar, in their opinion, who's also non-binary, which I don't know when their child felt like they were non-binary, but let's just assume that they kind of had feelings. Like, let's just help, like, not trying to be rude about it, but let's just assume. So there's an actor who's also non-binary, and they're like, hey, I want to take your child on a trip with me, and they can go to Europe and see everything. So parents are like, oh, this person is like one of us, blah, 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 blah. Not a big deal. Which anybody with a fucking clue would be like, no, you're not going to take my fucking child. Are you dumb? I don't fucking know you. You're a stranger. The only thing I know about you is behind a screen, bitch. That's it. I don't know shit about you. No, you're not going to see my fucking child. What the fuck's wrong with you? But for whatever reason, when people see celebrity status, right, all that goes away, which I don't agree with. In Massachusetts, the Daily Beast reports that a 12-year-old non-binary child was granted in order protection against Miller. So you see, there's a pattern. So we already have one non-binary that's now 18. And the parents are trying to get that child away from. And now we have a 12-year-old that was granted an order of protection against. The court incident apparently unfolded at a game night in February at a home in Greenfield, Massachusetts, which is about 40 miles from Miller's ranch in Stamford, Vermont. The social gathering was hosted by a friend of Whitney Sutter's, a musician Miller is friends with. Miller was allegedly wearing a bulletproof vest, and when a conversation about a board game went awry, Miller apparently opened her jacket to reveal a gun. Witnesses says Miller screamed at them and later apologized for the outburst. The actor would continue to contact the family, interacting with the child in particular in April, May, and June. Like, just ridiculous. The article continues with things that I already discussed about choking a woman, incidents in Hawaii, and the article continues saying, as of now, Miller is set to star as the Flash in the upcoming DC movie that's coming on June 23rd, 2023. So we have to wait an additional year to see this movie. An additional year. It'd be different if this movie's coming out next month or by the end of the year, which, to my understanding, this film has been done. It's done. It's wrapped. It's edited. I don't know why they keep on pushing this film back, but they're pushing it back even more. And the only thing that I'm seeing from WB, and nothing is confirmed at this point, is that they cannot can this film because it's a $200 million investment that they can't lose. But they're saying, but moving forward, we're just not going to allow this alleged groomer, cult activist, kidnapper we're not going to work with them anymore. We're not going to work with somebody who is like this. But until, we put this movie out, we already put $200 million investment into it. Everyone's just going to have to deal with it. So fuck everyone that has trauma dealing with groomers or anything, or dealing with being drugged and manipulated and kidnapped. Like, fuck them. Fuck all those people that have been traumatized, or fuck all these people that have an issue with someone that's a piece of shit person like Ezra Miller is. Fuck them. Watch our movie. Fuck them. Buy our shit. Fuck them. Buy our merch. Which, WB, I don't even know how you think you're going to sell anything with Ezra's face on it, because apparently you took down a comic book cover that had a drawing similar to Ezra putting on Flash outfit or the Flash costume. You took that down, which I saw the art, and it was Ezra with no underwear on putting on Flash suit. So basically people are like, oh, so the Flash with no underwear on, which people are trying to make it more than what it is. And I'm like, it's the Flash. Like, I don't think he needs, underwear is going to, prevent him from doing anything wrong or slow him down at all, because he's the Flash. So it doesn't matter if he's naked underneath or has underwear on underneath. It doesn't matter. He's the Flash. He can take his clothes off just as fast. It doesn't matter. So I really thought that argument was quite stupid, saying oh, they took it down because he didn't have underwear on. And it's like, no, they took it down because the person looks like Ezra Miller. People are so stupid. To be quite honest with you, they're really, really dumb. I sometimes I'm like, I hate it here. As of now, Miller is set to star as the Flash in the upcoming DC movie that's coming on June 23rd, 2023. In April, after Miller's original altercation in Hawaii, there was a Rolling Stone report saying Warner Brothers held an emergency meeting to discuss Miller's future with the studio. The report said the consensus was to hit pause on future projects involving Miller. However, a source within the studio later told IGN that the initial report's claims were exaggerating, which I think we discussed that on episode 4. At this time, Miller's future as the Flash remains unclear. The actor is also known for appearing in all 3 Fantastic Beasts movies, which, by the way, the last one did bomb. The future of which could hang in the balance depending on the performance of The Secrets of Dumbledore, which we already know it bombed. It bombed, and they apparently lost money, allegedly. So, and then that's how that article ends. Okay. Now, also, they were talking about how wrote on Instagram, and it was saying the account's verified account vanished this week. Apparently, so has Miller. According to Los Angeles Times, an Instagram representative confirmed the account was user disabled this week. This is happening just days after North Dakota Tribal Court issued a protective order against Miller due to allegations that Miller had groomed an 18-year-old beginning at the age of 12. So that's the 18-year-old that we're talking about. Other social media users have begun reposting the images Miller allegedly shared to their Instagram before deleting it. The pictures included quotes like, "You can't touch me, I'm in another universe," and a lengthy paragraph about Miller shielding themselves from negative people and their ill intent. I read one article that Ezra is trying to do culture appropriation and trying to pretend that they're a Native American also. which I couldn't find that article again, but it is what it is. Like, WB, I'm so done. I'm so done with you, WB. Like, I really, really am. Like, I'm so done with you. Like, I don't know why you hired this jackass to begin with. They choked somebody in 2010 on camera, and you got rid of Johnny Depp like it was nothing. Like, it was nothing. Like, if Ezra Miller was, like, a great actor, then I could kind of understand a little bit, but not truly. But, like, if he was... If Ezra was, like, worth a damn, right? If Ezra was worth a damn, then I could understand why you would keep him around. I could kind of completely understand that. Like, I'm just saying, I can understand it. I can relate to it. I could be like, look, Ezra is a great actor. That's why we are excusing the fact that he's choking bitches. And then, in my mind, I could just, like, see this, like, non-binary person following Ezra around is looking like grooming and creepy as absolute fuck. And you guys are like, no big deal. Ezra, read your lines, buddy. Like, dude, I remember several years ago, one of the studios was investigated by the FBI from drugging their acts, like Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney and things like that, and was trying to, like, help them with their drug abuse and stuff. I kind of feel like that needs to happen again. I'm just saying, if you are having a minor walk around in the Fantastic Beasts with Ezra, like, and nobody said anything, like, it's just kind of making me feel like that this is kind of like the tone. Y'all are making me feel like this is the tone of the industry. It's like, oh, it's okay. Like, there's plenty of pedophiles here. There's plenty of groomers. Like, we don't give a fuck. Can they act? Yeah. Which that's what, like, aggravates me the most, Warner Brothers, is that you haven't shown me one clip that has blown me away with Ezra. Not one. Not one. And if anybody could show me a clip of Ezra having a wonderful, fantastic performance that'll make me stand up and clap and cheer and be like, yeah, I can understand why they excuse this pedophile, then please send it to me. I really don't have an issue with being wrong on this. Not one. Not one issue. Please send me a performance from Ezra in a Warner Brother film that will make me stand up and cheer. Please send me one. Because that's the fucking thing about R. Kelly. They excuse that shit because that motherfucker did Step in the Name of Love and I Can Believe I Can Fly. That's why they wrote that shit off. Let's be clear. Okay? Let's be clear. If you're talented, they ignore shit. But I need a receipt of Ezra being talented. I need it. I need that motherfucking receipt. I need to see something better than I Believe I Can Fly. I need to see something better than Ignition. I need to see something better than Same Girl. I need to see something better than Step in the Name of Love. I need to see something better than the goddamn Chocolate Factory. I want to see it. I want to see it. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Now, me saying this is not me saying that what R. Kelly did was right. No, the fuck it wasn't. But per Hollywood standards, it's like R. Kelly's talented, so we have to turn our blind eye to it. Because he's talented, he's making a lot of money, and that's how they do in Hollywood. We're having an honest conversation today, ladies and gentlemen. We're having an honest conversation. So with that being said, I want somebody to send me something that Ezra's done that is equivalent to Step in the Name of Love. Immediately. You're not going to sit here. Do you know how, like, I had to clear out all my shit of R. Kelly shit. I had to clear all that shit out. I was so fucking disgusted, but it's my personal choice. What you listen to and who you support, that is your personal business. Let's be clear. What I do and what you do, it can be completely different. Like, you could support people that I'm like, hey, I'm not cool with you support. I wouldn't support them. for my reasons. But if you want to support them, that's fine. I don't care. You're separating the art from the artist. So basically what I'm asking in my rant, because I don't feel well and I'm absolutely fucking frustrated, is show me art that Ezra's done. I want to see it. But for now, I'm done with that rant. I know I should end this podcast now, because I honestly don't feel well. But I just can't. I just can't end it without talking about Wendy Williams. You guys, I am so upset about this. I really am. This is not me trolling. I'm very upset about this. For people that don't know, the Wendy Williams show ended this Friday. It ended this Friday. It went on for 13 years. Yes, it went on for 13 years. It's very, it's very sad. And apparently the final episode was trash. And I can't watch it, you guys. I can't watch it. So I have to go by word of mouth because I can't watch it. It's too painful. Do you understand? It's too painful. But apparently, according to reports, they're kind of like Goodbye Wendy Williams was like a 7-minute montage of just special previews, like when she would do the previews saying we're having this guest come on and this guest come on, which I'm just like, Wendy Williams show, you could have went to one Wendy Williams fan account and told them, hey, I've been checking your YouTube channel and you have these really great montages, can you make us a fire banger? We need 7 minutes. I've seen so many threads of fire bangers of highlight moments of Wendy Williams and what she did on the show on Twitter. You can reach out to anybody. It said, hey, we need help making a montage and we don't know what the fuck we're doing and we don't care about Wendy Williams. We don't care about her. She was a menace. She was a pain in the ass. If you don't know, there were rumors of when they were filming in her house that she was stripping down naked in front of the crew. So and her and her husband, well, ex-husband now, was a completely horrible on set to people, very rude and nasty. So I have not heard the nicest things about Wendy Williams. Let's be clear. I would never want to meet Wendy Williams. I would never want to say hi to her. If I did a wave, it would be a wave that I wouldn't want her to know I waved at her. Because I think it would really break my heart if she was rude or she responded rudely to my wave, which there's footage upon footage upon footage of how she treats her fans. And I just don't want to do, it would break my heart. I just want to wave in silence. I just want to wave in silence because I don't want you to hurt my feelings, Wendy. That's why. You're a Cancer. You should understand about, protecting feelings because y'all are the most sensitive motherfuckers. And the fact of the matter is, this is the first season that we haven't celebrated your birthday. We usually celebrate your birthday before you leave for the summer. But we're not even doing that for you. They cut the show early. They didn't even let you have your birthday show, which is kind of appropriate because you weren't even there. So the final episode was horrific. She didn't show up. The montage was horrible. She didn't leave a note. Apparently, Wendy was offered to do these things. She declined because she feels negatively about how she was treated. Which, what the story was told for years was that at her final seasons after she fell at that Halloween episode, that she's just been difficult to work with. And they're literally wheeling out a corpse on the stage. So it wasn't even it wasn't like she was walking herself. They wheeled her out. And I personally, ever since she fell, I used to religiously watch Wendy Williams show, the Hot Topics. That's how I used to start my morning. I literally stopped watching because the energy was different. The energy was different. She wasn't clear. She she just did not know the stories anymore. Like, she didn't know or she didn't care. Where before she fell, she really knew the stories. It's like after she fell, she just stopped reading blogs. She stopped reading the newspapers. She stopped going to the newsstands and picking up trashy, gossip rags. Which, that was her thing. She would go to, a stand and pick up these articles, and she used to read them, and that's how she would get her stories. Or when she was at the club, and this is like during early Wendy, she would be at clubs and people would tell her what was going on, saying like, oh, let me tell you this story, this is happening and that's happening. And Wendy would get her sources from the clubs. And let me tell you, there has been several times that people came on her show many years after the fact saying, Wendy, I don't know how you knew all the shit you did. It was like you were in my motherfucking house. Like, you were too close to home. You were too close to home. You were too goddamn accurate. Wendy, this breaks my heart. I'm devastated. I wanted you to shake your wig and get back on that stage. I wanted you to say goodbye to me. Because you always said that the reason why you have your show is because y'all did your sneak peek, and one of the sneak peeks was in Dallas. I was living in Dallas at the time. So, I remember when you were having your summer testing. I was one of the people that were watching, Wendy. I was one of those people. Now, was I the only person? No. Obviously not, because, if it was just me, you wouldn't have had a show as long as you have. But, I'm just saying. And if I sound emotional, it's because I fucking am. Fuck off. I was just one of those people, Wendy. I was one of them. And I really wanted you to get on that purple chair. Click your tongue. Said how you're doing with your Wonder Woman mug. In your purple chair. Which, in this article that I'm reading, Wendy, I'm devastated that they're throwing away all the memorabilia on that in your show. That the purple chair is going to the trash can. All your props, all your shit, the table, all of it, all of your things that is in that studio. The iconic purple chair is going to the garbage can. And apparently, these people don't even want to donate it to the museum. The View donated their table to the museum. So nothing's getting donated. Even your wigs are going in the trash. And then what these people's excuses are? Well, she wouldn't go pick them up. So you could have donated these wigs. You could have donated it, done an auction for it, and give it to charity for alopecia or some shit. You should have sold them fucking wigs. But you people don't even want to do that. You're throwing away everything about the Wendy Williams show, and it's because you're mad at her. It's because she treated you like shit, and this is y'all's revenge. So yes, I'm saying what this is. This is revenge. And I understand that having a shit boss is the worst. I get it. But you're not. Your revenge is hurting the fans. And we're taking note of what you're doing. So you better hope to God that the Sherry Shepherd show works out, okay? Because it would not be a shocker to me if people didn't tune in because of how you're throwing Wendy out and you're talking about her like she's dead, and she's not fucking dead. I can't believe this. Y'all are throwing her stuff away. What is wrong with y'all? This is disgusting. How dare you? This is terrible. Terrible. How you're doing an icon like this. Terrible. Now, some black girls, they look at Oprah as their look to when it comes to daytime talk. My girl is Wendy. That's who I look up to, is Wendy. And a lot of people of color, boys and girls, or whatever they go by in the gender, Richter scale. Their mother, when it comes to podcasting, gossip, blogging, YouTubing, streaming, their mother is Wendy. That's their mother. And I'm okay with saying, yeah, I'm one of her children. I'm one of her children. Armand Wiggins is one of her children. Tasha K is one of her children. Lovely T is one of their children. I could go on and on and on. Jason Lee is one of her children. I could go on and on and on about how many generations and how many people she has touched and affected. Like, are you serious? Like, you think me saying, when I say people of particular age, I got that from Wendy. I got that from Wendy. Okay? How I serve the tea, I got that from Wendy. Because I didn't just listen to her talk show, I listened to her radio show, which you can still listen to today. It's on YouTube. But I'm devastated. I hate seeing a legend being disrespected this way. Because she is not the only problematic asshole that's ever been in this business, and you give them a better send-off than this. This is bullshit. Now, I recorded a lot longer than I should have. So I'm going to go now and edit this. But thank you for listening. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.